Hi friends, Candace Gillespie here with Candace's Canvases. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you are interested in following me or getting a hold of me, links to my social media as well as my mailing address are in the description bar below. Feel free to join my interactive Facebook group page. It's small now, but I'm hoping as people join, it'll be more interactive and inspiring and all that fun stuff. So help me build that community up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. With all that out of the way, today I'm going to show you this cute Squirrels to Love stamp set from the Stamps of Life. And I just became a monthly subscriber to their Die Hard Club. I think it's just called Die Hard Club. And this month, or this was December, I think, it featured these cute squirrels, and they're made for Valentine's Day, but I turned these adorable little squirrels into a kind of wintry theme. This turned out to be a Christmas card, but it doesn't have to be Christmas. You can do it for whatever season you want. I know we're past Christmas now, but you know, just make it how you want it, which is kind of what I'm doing. It was made for Valentine's Day, and I'm going to turn it into a winter theme. So I'm going to start by coloring, and there's a boy and a girl squirrel, but you can turn this boy squirrel into a girl by, I just added some eyelashes and a bow. See, I stamped out a couple extra bows. So here I'm starting out with my lightest color. I'm newer to Copic, so I don't have them all memorized, so it's out of frame there. I can't tell you what color this is. Oh, there it is, E13. There you go, E13. Giving them a full layer of E13. Then I'm coming in with my darkest color. This is the E18. And where I think that there should be some shading, I'm gonna put my shading in. So that's wherever there's something in front of, I'm putting the shading kind of behind a little bit. I'm not a master shader or anything, but let me tell you, nothing's stopping me. I just go for it. I don't know it all, so why stress about it? Just have fun, color. We've been coloring since we were kids, right? So let's just do it and have fun. So this is my mid-tone, this is E15, and I am just blending out, attempting to blend out that E18. Wherever I put it, I'm just getting lots of ink down in a circular motion, just kind of trying to work that ink into the paper fibers. Then bringing back my E13 and giving it a once over, making sure to blend out any hard lines or anything. In order to create that roundness of his cheeks, I thought it might be fitting to put some shading around the side that kind of pull in a little bit to make it look round. I think that some of my Copics came a little on the dry side. Tell me if you've experienced that, because I'm new to Copics. I got these during Christmas and I haven't colored with them all that much, and they're already some of them are already kind of dry. So tell me if you've experienced that, or if this is kind of a one-off thing. Let me know. I'm using gray and black to shade in his little nose there, making sure to leave a little mark, and then I'm taking this Copic multi-liner here. That was my phone. Don't think it was yours. Look around like, where's my phone? That was mine. I've done that during watching, during YouTube videos I'm watching. I hear their phone go off thinking, oh my gosh, that was my phone. Anyways, white isn't always white, so I just added a little bit of gray to the T so they weren't so, like they were highlight, you know, had highlights on them. Using this R22 to shade, put a little pink on her cheeks. Well, it's a boy right now until I add some eyelashes. So these flowers, I'm turning them into poinsettia type flowers. So I'm using, what is this, R24. it's a base coat, and then R39. I'm just giving it some shadow. I did look at poinsettias to kind of see, and they tend to, the leaves on half of the flowers tend to be darker because of the way the leaves kind of curl and are shaped, so I attempted that here. And then I did bring a little bit of green in because poinsettia flowers are leaves, so sometimes they have green on them in the mixture of the beautiful ruby red that they are. And then I'm coloring in the stem here with a lighter color and then just flicking in some of the darker green and some mid-tone green. I'm going to get better at showing you my Copic lids, I promise. Using my Copic liner here to draw in those lines again where they got kind of muted. I don't have a yellow yet, so I used just a water-based marker. This is the bow I'm going to put in her hair. I learned from Sandy Allnock here on YouTube that when you have a small space to shade, it's better to start with your darker color, so that's what I did here. I started with the darker color and then I just worked out through my lighter color. And I'm going to fussy cut out a little bow first. These are easy to fussy cut. They do come with dies, and I'm not sure why I didn't use the die. I'm not sure at all why. Maybe because I showed you there, my marker bled a little bit. I don't know, it worked fine. Anyway, so it wasn't that bad to fussy cut at all. Here I am putting some dimensional adhesive on the back of the bow, and I'm just coloring the edges here along my cut images with the black marker to give it a finished look. At first I ended up trimming this clip, but it really isn't that bad. In other words, it didn't take that long to just kind of run black marker around the edges of your cutout image, and it adds a lot to it. So that bow is nice and popped up, and immediately it's a little girl squirrel. I love it. It's super cute. You can, I feel like you can use these all year long. Like if someone's not feeling well, you can have her giving your friend flowers, or someone's birthday. It's just so cute. So I have here Faded Jeans Distress Oxide ink, Broken China, and then Cracked Pistachio, but I switch out the Cracked Pistachio with, I can't remember what yet. But I made myself a little template there. That's just some cardstock that I cut to be shaped like, there it is. I switched it out with Salty Ocean. But I made this like a little hill, like I wanted it, my vision was that it would be a little snowy hill. And then I'm using the Salty Ocean first at the bottom, and then going in with my mid-tone here. And you can do this like if you wanted to do it in pinks or purples or excuse me, even oranges, you could do it. Just my method here, my thought was I wanted the lighter color to be around the horizon and the darker color to be toward the top of the sky. So just insert choice color here. You don't have to stick with these three colors that I'm using. I felt like they were nice cool colors, so they added to the winter scene that I had in my mind. But like I said, you can do a spring background, you can do that a grassy knoll instead of the snowy knoll, you know. Make it work for you. That's what I really thought was cute about that stamp set, is that it can be very diverse, yeah. I was gonna say diversiful. I think that might be because I have kids. You start kind of talking like them. Anyway, I sprayed that with water, and then I let it sit there for quite some time. The longer you let it sit there, kind of the more it repels the oxide, it oxidizes. Then I just dabbed off some excess water. Here I'm coming in with some light, cool colors. I don't remember what they are, but they're just like a aqua light blue green, and then like a mid-tone light blue, just giving it some contrast where I think shading would go. Like I said, I'm new at Copic coloring, but you know, It's just to give it some dimension, I don't know. Okay, here I am taking Copics over the Distress Oxide inks. I don't know if this ruins the nib or not. I said this in one of my last videos, but it seemed to work fine. I haven't had my Copics long enough to tell you what does and what doesn't ruin your nibs, but literally you could see here I am scribbling on the leaves, what would be the leaves and branches. And I'm going to do that with a few different shades of grays and greens. The grays I chose to get neutral grays because I felt like I can bend them cooler or warmer depending on the markers that I pair them with. I'm definitely a layman though. I don't really know what I'm talking about. That was kind of my method in choosing the neutral grays over like a warm or a cool gray set of markers. So just going in there with a few different greens that I have and then a few different grays just to give it some depth, you know. Scribbling them in the background, and I made the trees in the back smaller to make it look like they were farther away. Once that's done, I have this shimmery white ink here. It's like an opaque, I have no idea what it's for. I got it in the clearance rack on Stampin' Up's website many years ago, and I still have it, so I'm just splashing it on there in the background and then over my cute little girl squirrel here. Just cleaning my paintbrush real quick. And then she's gonna go right here, so I'm using these stitched rectangles from the Stamps of Life. I want to get stitched every shape. I love the stitched. What did we do before stitches came? I know I used to, and I still do, with a marker, like, you know, put stitch lines. But I love the subtle detail that the stitches add to the card backgrounds. I used some mini dimensionals that my Stampin' Up friend, Terina, hey girlfriend, that she gave me. She gave it to me as a little bonus when I think I got a catalog, or maybe I ordered, I can't remember what it was, but she gave those to me extra. It's very sweet of her. And then here I'm just kind of, in my mind, imagining what would her shadow look like. And so that's what I did. I'm not a professional here, but I guess I'm adventurous enough to go for it. That's what it is. So I encourage you to be adventurous, just do it. You don't have to know what you're doing to do it. And then I'm using my Tim Holtz and Tonic Studio stamp platform. I really like the stamp platform. I know the Misty's the big thing. And I like the Misty too. I like the concept of a stamp positioning tool. But because I'm a little heavy-handed, I really like the stamp platform. And that completes the front of the card. The inside here, I also did a stitched rectangle, and I'm using this gnome stamp set that I got from a crafter's magazine during the holiday season. And I'm gonna use the sentiment that says, from our gnome to yours at Christmas. I'm gonna tape it off here. You can't see, I'm out of frame, but I'm taping it off, and then I'm just inking up Christmas. And then I'm removing it, and then I'm adding more tape, and I'm gonna use at over here. So I'm just taping off the at, all the other letters except the at, inking it up, taking the tape off, and then putting the at down. So the front of it says, for someone special. That's from the Squirrels to Love stamp set. And then on the inside it says at Christmas, so for someone special at Christmas. And I ended up sending this to one of my friends that I met at the Stamp and Scrap Expo. It was in Ontario. It's about 45-minute drive from here, Ontario, California, not Ontario, Canada. But, and she lives like in the next town over from me, so she's a very sweet, sweet soul, and I heard of the Stamps of Life from her. She had a button on her shirt, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And so she told me about it, and when I happened to find the booth, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's where she got it from, so I signed up. Anyway, pretty easy. I'm finishing up the card by just gluing the panels in place. I did color a second bow, and I put it around the interior sentiment. You'll see it in the pictures that follow. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and coming up next is going to be a masculine Valentine's Day series. So come back, hit that bell icon so you know when my videos post again, and we'll see you soon. Bye!